What is going on, guys? This is mindlessenigma, and as you can tell, we're doing something a little bit different today. As you may know, Pokemon released two new trailers, one for BDSP and one for Legends Arceus today, and I figured we could kind of take a quick look at them. I've already watched through them each once, but not super closely, so I figured, hey, let's just like record this, let's watch through them, see if we notice anything, and I'll point out what I see. If you guys know anything, I guess put it in the comments below, because I would love to see what you guys see, and the more eyes looking at this, the more we can kind of see. I'm really excited for these games, just in general. I've been very excited since those last trailers came out in, I believe, August. So more information, everything seems to be looking really, really cool, and yeah, I don't want to ramble too much, so let's just jump right into this. Yeah, so for the most part, from what I can tell with these trailers, it seemed like it's really just confirming that a lot of the features are coming back. Like Combi coming out of the honey tree, the Poketch. We finally know what the Poketch is gonna look like. That's been such a big thing. I'm not gonna back that up. I literally was a couple frames too early. Yeah, we finally know what the Poketch is gonna look like. Presumably this is where it will be on the screen. You'll have it up in the corner here, which it works. It's kind of the best you can do, given that you don't have the dual screens anymore. That was one of those things I was thinking about. It's like, I feel like they have to bring it back, but how do you bring that back when you don't have a second screen? Because that was like fully purpose built to be on the second screen of the DS, but they seem to have made it work. It looks okay up there. I don't, there's not really like a nice border around it or anything, but I don't think that's super necessary. It seems very functional, and that's really what matters, right? You get all the functionality of it back, and I'm hoping that this means Poke Radar is a thing. If we can get Poke Radar with this, I will be very, very happy. So yeah, it seems like, for the most part, all the functionality on it is the same. I think, aside from this HM screen's different, right? That wasn't there before. Can you tell I didn't play a terribly large amount of Gen 4 games as a kid when my DS broke? But yeah, like, it looks like the hidden moves are handled on that screen, which is really nice. And from the looks of it, it feels like if it's on that screen, you're going to learn the hidden moves with the Poketch, and that's where it's going to be left, right? Like, it doesn't seem, from what I can tell, it doesn't seem like we're going to have a situation where you actually got to put, like, HMs on your Pokemon or anything anymore. It still seems like, according to this trailer, you've got your Staraptor here flying you around. You've got Bibarel taking you up. You've got, Bidoof and Bibarel handling stuff. Poffins are back. Poffins are back again. And everything with them still seems to be normal. This is one of the parts of the trailer that I thought was very interesting. Given that I'm pretty sure we were all under the impression that Pokemon follow you everywhere now. You could always have one Pokemon following you. And when this first popped up and was talking about, like, oh, you can take your Pokemon out, it seems like the up to 6 part is the important thing here, if I'm not mistaken. You can have your whole party out at once as opposed to only having the one in the normal game, from what I can tell. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm wrong. And then it gives you a way to make somewhat stronger Poffins, I believe is what it was, and we get the introduction here to some of the old NPC characters. Yeah, so I will say the one like battle scene that I have not been, every time I pause, I'm pausing like half a second too early or too late. The one battle scene here that I'm not super duper a fan of is this Team Galactic battle scene. It feels empty to me. Obviously, like, it's got the stars and stuff in its space and it's Team Galactic. It kind of makes sense, but it just, I like when the battles happen in like a battle arena that looks like the area you were in. So I'm not a fan of this, but if this is like the one thing and it's just with Team Galactic, you know, not a big deal, not a big deal. But that was my thought on this. Is just it looks cool, but it doesn't. I feel like it'll be jarring to play with this. You know, encounter some galactic grunts and then just like you're just on a floor with a giant G in the middle of it. You know, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me though. Some footage from inside the gyms. Yeah, movie animations aren't terrible. They're not like, you know, as in depth as I think some people were really hoping for, especially with Sword and Shield initially. But yeah, they're not bad. They look kind of normal. they look about as we would expect from previous games, which I'm okay with. I wasn't super critical of animations. The only thing I ever was critical about was the animation quality being part of the reason that they said through the decks being cut before. But that's a Sword and Shield thing. That's not a Diamond and Pearl thing. But yeah, there we go. That right there was the BDSP news. So next up is the Legends Arceus trailer, which I think everyone was kind of looking, in general, everyone's been looking a bit more for Legends Arceus information, which I think is fair. BDSP kind of threw all the mystery away when they're just like, hey, these are going to be remakes, faithful remakes of the old games. So, you know, everything that we saw in that trailer was, for the most part, with BDSP, was very much confirmation of things coming back and just explanations of how it'll happen, like I was saying with the Poketch. So Legends Arceus is really the trailer that's going to have some new information for us. Watching it, having watched it already, it does seem very interesting, and it definitely does give us a little bit more information. So let's hop on in. I will say I do love the like theming of the title card for Legends Arceus. It looks really cool. Yeah, riding Pokemon. We knew these were a thing. It's not new information specifically, but that flute sound was such a throwback. Like I said earlier, I haven't played a whole heck of a lot of Gen 4, admittedly, but that is one sound that if you've played it at all, you know what it is. And it's nice. It's a nice little callback. It's a nice little callback to the boot up screen from Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, so we knew about the riding. The riding definitely, if we go back a second, I don't know if anyone remembers the riding looking. If anyone else knows the camera motions in the previous like August trailer was really, really messed up in the way like it felt very like shaky. I think that was just the way they were doing the camera for their trailer. If we watch this again, I think everything looks pretty okay. Yeah, like in the actual gameplay section, it all looks okay. And this part was really cool. I like this idea, just like swimming by, jumping up, and throwing a Pokeball. That's pretty awesome. And then they revealed the idea of these wardens, which I guess are going to kind of be this game's equivalent to gym leaders. Definitely not identically the same thing, but it definitely feels like they're going to be our bosses along the way. Fighting these wardens, I imagine this is going to be how we gain access to some new areas alongside gaining access to our quests. So they very much have that gym leader feel. Yeah, and then Cleaver. They reference Cleaver there, and then they just kind of go back to like, hey, Jubilee Village. Yeah, so you've got the look customization and everything there. Someone did point out, I didn't notice this personally. Someone on the Pokemon subreddit noticed this. Let me see if I actually can find their name. What was their name? Nielsen509. So props to you for noticing this. we don't have PC boxes anymore. We have PC, or like, I guess not even PCs. They aren't really computers, but we have pastures instead of boxes now. So that's a nice little touch, right? Like, it's a nice little touch. Like, imagining these Pokemon are like actually out in a real pasture somewhere, and there's someone who manages all that for you. Yeah, but then there we go. A little bit of the customization options being shown off, and it seems like there's a good number of options here. A very wide range of clothing here. You know, you've got like you've got clothing you'd expect to see like out in a rural area, and then you got these fancy tuxedos kind of going on. Like, I don't know, it's all interesting. It'll be cool to mess around with that. You know, I hadn't messed around with customization before Sword and Shield, but yeah, I really got into it then. So I can imagine I'll use this a good bit in Arceus. And then we got the photography, which, like, come on, you can take pictures with Rowlet. It's gonna be the best thing ever. Yeah, look at some like stronger boss Pokemon and stuff. Here we go. This is the big thing. This is the big reveal from this trailer. Giving us this brand new Pokemon here. Lord of the Woods Cleaver. So it is really interesting. It's a really cool looking Pokemon design, and I'm proud. I will say I am proud of myself for going like, that looks like a Scyther, and then learning that the Pokedex entry, according to the Pokemon website, is that this actually is the evolution of a Scyther specifically in the Hisuian region. So I think it's a good fit. I think it's a good fit. Like a bug rock type Scyther. But yeah, we're like throwing. This is the first time I noticed this. I'm gonna go back. Yeah, so you're like throwing these like bags of rocks basically at it. I think, you know, because like if you go back earlier, you can kind of see. Like, you're throwing those little bags, and it's what's lowering the health bar here. A forest bomb, I guess, is what this item is called here. This is my first time really looking into this trailer and like actually pausing it. But we're also getting just a better look at the UI in general. It very reminiscent of Breath of the Wild. I think that's just kind of been a thing with this game, and I don't think Game Freak is like trying to hide from that fact at all. That this is definitely a Breath of the Wild did well. Let's see what we can do with Pokemon in the same way, kind of game. Yeah, so it seems like you have these forest bombs that you can throw at it, and it looks like maybe this is just a trailer thing. Maybe this is something that this is just like your very, very basic item that you never run out of. So it is infinite, and you know, throwing those, and that's what's lowering the health here. And then you actually start a battle from there. I guess this. Okay, yeah, so you are controlling the moves. I was wondering if Oshawott in that situation had just kind of popped out initially, you know, looking, you know, right here, like, where was it? Yeah, like right here, it almost seems like with Oshawott being off to the side that, like, Oshawott's now helping, but you're still kind of doing your own thing. But moving forward to the next little scene, you definitely are controlling your Pokemon here. And yeah, throwing these, like, forest bombs to do some of the damage to it before you catch it, I assume. But yeah, that is the trailer. Not a lot of a breakdown from me, admittedly. More so just my initial or secondary reactions to it. What are you guys' thoughts on the trailers? I know I'm very excited, and the more information we get about these games, the more excited I'm getting. There's just a very long drought of information there from February to August that was a little bit concerning. But they've definitely come back in the past couple months, and every bit of information they've dropped has made the game seem even more promising. So I'm excited for these games. I'm excited for November 19th and January 28th. I'm going to be playing so much of these on stream here on YouTube. And yeah, just let me know what you guys' thoughts are as well. So thank you to everyone for watching. Hopefully I will be able to catch you guys in a stream, or if I make another video on anything anytime soon. So yeah, have a good rest of your day, and until next time, take care.